Hello again, and welcome to a new series of videos I'm going to be posting on YouTube and BitChute. Um, I've finally made a decision of what project I will be working on. Um, from the previous two videos, I was throwing the idea of doing either two game projects, which they are Pick and Six Redux and Killer Cubes, which is a first person shooter, or just doing old fashioned demos. Well, my decision is that I am tired of doing demos, so I decided to make a game. And for just simplicity's sake, I decided to do Pick and Sticks. However, it's not going to be a 2D version of Pick and Sticks, no. It will be a 3D version of Pick and Sticks. Um, so let's begin this. Sorry about that. Um, the reason why I want to do a 3D version of Pick and Six, it's been on my bucket list for quite a while. I was toying with the idea many years ago after I got done with the original Pick and Six kind of clone. That was a 2D game, and I was planning on doing the 3D version with the original Redux series, but I didn't have enough time in college, so I wasn't able to really do much with it. But now that I have a little bit more, a lot more time, and the only thing I'm doing is working, so I don't have to focus on homework or midterm or anything like that. I have more time to do this. Um, the basic core gameplay it is going to be pick and sticks. So the goal of the game is to collect collectibles. Um, so it will be a basic pick and sticks game. I will have three additional modes. Um, there will be a time round, which basically you'll have a timer, and it will count down a certain amount of time in order for the player to collect as many points as possible. The next type of round would be a score round, which is you have to collect a number of points to basically complete the round. And then there's a classic mode, which is kind of like traditional pick and sticks, where you have where it goes on forever. I'll include that just for kind of historical sake. Um, the game will have not only just one single player, but I'm planning on incorporating three additional AI players that you can add to the game. And there's going to be a lot more stuff added. I have been considering a multiplayer, but I'm thinking about waiting on that for a bit because I'm not exactly a networking programming expert, so I'm going to have to do some research into that. I might add it, so let's kind of put that on the back burner for now. Um, Instead of like this traditional pick and six game, there's going to be several different collectibles. The first type, which is going to be equal to 1 point, which would just be a regular stick. Um, trash. There will also be trash bags, which are going to be 5 points. TVs will be 10. There is also going to be an engine, which is kind of like a truck engine, for example. It's going to be like a V8 engine, which will be about 20 points because, well, you'd see these objects get heavier over time, so the points should be more for each object. There's also going to be a surprise crate, which will either A, give you a range from -40 to 40. Um, if you get the additive points from like 0 to 40, it will just play a jingle and play a kind of like a fun little kind of particle effects. If you get a negative point, it will launch you and blow up, which I think that might be kind of entertaining. Um, One thing I'm going to do is incorporate the how do I explain this? I want to incorporate the procedurally generated land system I was working on for a number of years into this game. I've been wanting to use it for a while, so yes, I do want to incorporate it. Let's see here. I think it's this one. I think I'll show you what I mean by that. Run that H. Yeah, it's this one. Bug map. It'll procedurally generate a height map. I'm gonna plan on doing it like 1024 by 1024. Measurement wise, the game is gonna be measured in metrics. Sorry about that. I had a cough. So the player themselves are gonna be like 2 meters tall, and the map is gonna be a 1024 meters by 1024 meters kind of distance. It's not gonna be a very big map, but I think the size should be small. The map will be procedurally generated, so there'll be trees, rocks, that sort of thing. There'll be obstacles in front of you. I might also add houses in where you can jump on top of them. Um, let's move on to the next page. The technology stack I will be using is going to be SDL2, OpenGL 4, Bullet Physics 3, OpenAL for audio. I'm also planning on using the ASIMP API for doing loading meshes and stuff like that. I've been actually also considering maybe using that inside of a tool, which will basically generate a certain type of mesh format. I'm also going to be using JSON CPP, which is a JSON library that's going to be used for like any type of data that I need. For example, like map data or mesh data, if I'm going to go the tool route. And I might also consider adding scripting into it, but that's still up to debate because I'm not really sure how complicated this 3D game is going to be. The reason why I'm doing this is that I'm trying to relearn how to do kind of low-level programming. So, if you're wondering if I'm going to use an engine for this, no, I would not be. I'm not going to use Unity 5 or Unreal 4 because, well, I'm trying to relearn these APIs, and not just that. I prefer it this way. I've been a C++ programmer for years, and I just like coding projects from scratch. I'm not used to Unreal or Unity 4. They're good engines. I might use Unity 5 for some prototyping. For instance, I'm planning on a third-person camera, so you might see a little bit of Unity in there, but it's just for me prototyping. Um, how would these videos kind of work is that I'm going to use kind of the devlog format where basically I go through an iteration for the project and I show off what issues I kind of completed and that sort of thing. So, and then I'll explain some of what the code, how the code works. Let's see here. The optimal length of time period for an iteration is going to be 1 to 2 weeks. 1 is the happy path, which I'm trying to strive for. 2 is going to be the maximum. So I can just keep getting this thing pushed out as fast as I can. For releases and stuff like that, for now there won't be any releases, but sorry about that. When I get to releases, the first type of releases are going to be pre-alpha, or which you can kind of compare it to in dev for other developers. Basically, I'm just working on the game here. I'm trying to get a basic framework going, that sort of thing. As soon as I get out of that stage, it's going to move to alpha, which is I'm still adding features, but I'm going to focus more on polish. And once I get done with that stage, obviously beta, which is just me polishing it, looking for bugs and that sort of thing, and then a final release, which I might consider doing pre-releases of the game. Um, Basically, I'm using a kind of a standard software development kind of scheme for this. Um, the game will be open source, so it will be completely free. The source code is going to be available on GitHub, which I'm going to include in the description of the video. If you want to take a look at it right now, it has really nothing on it because I just kind of got it up there or got it up there. The name I'm kind of considering is going to be clean up the yard. I'm going to use K just for keeping it kind of consistent. Um, let's see here, any of my notes. I guess that's kind of it for my what I'm gonna plan on doing this project. What I could do is demonstrate a few kind of previous projects I was working on that's related to pick and sticks. If you want me to. So yeah,